I'm gonna sit at the welcome table, oh Lordy. I'm gonna sit at the welcome table one of these days, hallelujah. I'm gonna sit at the welcome table. I'm gonna sit at the welcome table one of these days.
Being a person who's of mixed heritage and married in a mixed race marriage, there's always that tension of where does a person with my heritage fit in the African American church. And it wasn't an uncomfortable meeting, but it was a question of, is this the church that would work, that would fit for me and my family, and my special circumstance? Warming, welcoming people, but holding on to that identity was very important at that time. It felt very important at that time, of holding, especially looking back on it in light of this was the church that was reserved for the African diaspora experience, African American and Afro-Caribbean. And my interpretation is that there will always be a little bit of that tension because of that national identity.
When I came to San Francisco, and I would go to the little church up on Sutter Street. Yeah, we liked it so well, you know. We liked that church over there quite a bit, and so we would go to it, but we didn't realize that when they moved, they had moved to the new church. That's when I heard about this, they had rebuilt here. Then I started coming here.
I think they said it because he was a black man, and they didn't have any black members in that congregation. So he told me that, told him that. So, but see, he was in the service, and all he heard knew it was an Episcopal church, so he went in there. And the priest, after the service at the door, he told him that he would be more welcome to go to St. Cyprian on Sutter Street. And that's when we start coming to St. Cyprian.
In fact, our house was very near the Episcopal Church on Ocean Avenue, St. Francis. And it was made very clear to us as children that we couldn't go into that church. So we, on a Sunday morning, had to drive across town to go to St. Cyprian's.
When I went church shopping, because I'd go to different churches and people didn't see me. And then I didn't know how much it was just, you know, I'm a bona fide owner of this church, as people do, and I own this pew. Or I was just rude. It was so bizarre to be in a church, an Episcopal church, pass the peace and have no one turn their head. You know, I was like, what? Is this the same Episcopal church? And that happened in a couple of churches. And, or else there'd be people they were just kind of wary as you came in. And I look around and realize I was the only person of color in the room.
They didn't teach hate, that because we were treated this way, we were supposed to go about and treat other people the same way. And we were never taught to recognize any differences. We were just told that we were good people, and you know, everybody else is good too, and you treat people the way you want to be treated. And usually it worked. If they didn't want to be with you, you leave them alone. You just turn the other way, but you didn't hate them.
We're not discriminating against who? Your life is your life. Just come here and be faithful. Like I tell them about that one word we got up, 3 words we had up there. Community, faith, and action. Them some powerful words. First we get the community. Then come what? Action. Then come what? Faith.
I'm gonna be a registered voter, oh Lord. I'm gonna be a registered voter one of these days, hallelujah. I'm gonna be a registered voter. I'm gonna be a registered voter one of these days.
They had to dig, I think, the spot where the church was going to be built. But that's as much as I remember about it. But Father McLaughlin was he was a deacon across in Berkeley, and he asked to wait until he was ordained to be president. To be priest, I mean.
I think that there were probably about 4 age groups from kindergarten through high school. And of a Sunday, there were probably 8 to 10 children in each age group class.
It's wonderful having Adrian. Number one, Adrian is doing wonders for the village, just the village rock. I love having her here. I would like to help her more. I want to do things with the kids. Just seeing these little kids is just so wonderful. They get up there and they sing. I know they're disadvantaged kids, so I mean, it's just wonderful. I love having. I would love to be able to do Sunday school with them, but I can't do it by myself. I need some people.
In the kitchen with 2 other women, Albertia Alexander and Hazel Moore, I think. It was 3 of us. Like, there's one now. It was 3 of us at that time. And we, all 3 did the coffee hour. And that was quite a few years.
What were they like? What were their personalities like?
Well, Hazel was, well, I'll say, normal, talking girl. But Birdie, she was a little, that's Joshua. This is Joshua's grandmother. Well, she was kind of a pretty feisty. Occasionally swear a little bit. So, but to work with, they're very nice.
The women were great. You'd watch them work together. And there's a little class thing happening here. So like all the, fancy, all the fancy Dr. Dennis wives ladies were always like, oh yes, dear, can you have coffee from her for me, please? And then, like the little blue collar ladies are in there shaking up the kitchen, making the food, and doing this. And, it's kind of like, what's going on?
I don't remember that much crime, but I do remember when they had the needle exchange program. But I don't remember experiencing or seeing a lot of crime in this area, growing up and coming.
Was that a controversial thing, the needle exchange program then, or?
I think it was. Because, we went through so many different things. When Father Mark was here, people stopped drinking from the communion cup. They would stick to bread rather than put their lips on the communion cup because everybody had their ideas about, what was going on.
I'm gonna tell God on old mercy, oh Lordy,